Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of my Boneyard Productions Movie Contest slash August top TF2 Frag movies of 2012. Now, what I'm going to be doing today, just a bit different. With August, there were in total 19 movies that were released for the Boneyards movie competition, and I had reviewed 10 already, so my thought is I've got 9 more, so it's pretty much the top 9 of the competition. I just thought I might as well do a top 10. So the top 10 of the Boneyards Production Movie Contest, that's what I'm going to be going through today. And I just like to say that, you know, this is my top 10. I was one of the official judges for the competition, but it doesn't mean that what I say is the exact result. I was one of 5 judges, and there was also a community vote, so you know, whatever I say is my opinion and mine alone. Now, first off, just before I start all this, just a big shout outs to Bones and the Boneyards production team for holding this competition. I think this was really great contest, and one that TF2 really needed, since there hasn't been much in terms of movie editing competitions for TF2 since the PODX competition back in 2009. So shout outs to them. And let's start this thing, because this is just going to go on for a little bit long. So we shall start off at new graphics. Hell yeah! Number 10, we have Project Roma by Vecca. So I had already reviewed this with you guys in July, so you know, this starts off my number 10, but like I said, top 9 is something that you guys haven't seen. I just like to say, with Project Roma, as you guys have already seen in July, it was produced by Vecca of Ozfortress, and yeah, this was released before the Boneyards movie contest, and I was really impressed by the movie. But yeah, I've already gone through what I thought were some of the negatives back in July. Right now, I just kind of like to discuss, you know, what he could have done to improve it, and I guess this can apply to everyone out there. This intro I thought was just absolutely fantastic, with the color theme. The red and white really suited everything, especially with the color corrections on the clips. This STV starting right here, not the biggest fan, because of it's always stationary, but a couple of tricks that you can do with STV footage, you know, stationary camera shots, is that if you record a 1920 by 1080 or something like that, you can have that inside your 1280 by 720 frame, and you could do your own type of zooms, you can do your own pans inside, you know, Sony Vegas or Adobe After Effects and all that, or Premiere. So I always now I record all my kind of STV footage, just a stationary shot, in a really high resolution, so that I can mess around with everything in there. In regards to STV FOV, if you reduce the FOV down from 70 to 54, it becomes a POV 70. So yeah, STV has 16 more FOV than POVs. In regards to that thing on the top left, I'm not quite sure what that is. I think it's some sort of weapon HUD thing. Not sure if it's related to the COS HUD or not, but yeah. In regards to the kill notices for STV, I already got a tutorial on how to do it. In the case that, you know, if you have a couple of clips inside a full movie of POVs, you can always just, you know, make these highlights, just so that you get a sense of continuity in it, because I always give negative views for you know, switches between STV footage and POV. Anyway, a really nice entry by Vecca, and it takes out number 10, and I gave this an 80 out of 100. So we shall move onwards, and onwards, of course, from number 10 is number 9, and what we have at number 9 is EC Season 10 Highlights by X-Time. So X-Time, he had previously released 2 movies. Now he's making this for Rockin' Esports and for XTV. So yeah, this is his 3rd movie of the year. His first movie didn't quite make the top 5 of, I think it was March, and his second movie Journey did make it in May, I think it was. So you know, he's got experience under his belt now, and this is his third movie. The one thing that really struck me, because this is easy, you know, the ESEA season 10 LAN highlights, they always use the STV footage of the players, and one thing you really notice is that the amount of smooths that he has. And for those of you that you know, do editing work, you know that you can't smooth STV footage. So you know, I assume that he used a lot of you know, kind of the old school CSS kind of camera panning techniques, where you have the WASD and you bind left and right to other keys, or you can use your mouse on a low sensitivity to get smooth movements. So I'm quite impressed by the amount of clean smooths that he has in this movie. A couple of the smooths could use a bit more work, like this one right here, where it's a bit wobbly, but otherwise he's done really well with the STV camera movements. This clip in particular, yeah, he's done well. The commentary is really good, but usually with Frag movies you always have the, you know, who the commentator is and who it's for, but I guess this is for XTV. I mean, everyone knows who Eckstein is, so you might not need that, but I always find that just a bit of a polish to the movies. In the sense of frags, the best frags you know, you have with, from the US. The player tags in this movie are really nice, even though it is a video co-pilot effect with the shadow particles, but he's done really well with the team logos and all that. Lastly, with the color correction, I'm thinking just a bit too much diffusion. I tend to like TF2 footage when it's really clean and crisp, because I think that's one of the merits of this game, is just how, you know, crisp the colors and, you know, the models are and everything. So yeah, I think just a little bit less diffusion next time. Anyway, we shall move on. EC Season 10 got an 85 out of 100 from me, so next up at number 8 cough cough, we have Heavenly Realm by NAF. So NAF, I guess I've already mentioned him throughout the years, made many movies throughout the year. He's doing this for Funky Visions, I believe. We shall see the thing come up soon, but so NAF got his own editing style, in which with his previous movie I mentioned, if he had cut it down by like 50%, you know, his stop-start forced syncing editing style, if he had cut that down by 50%, then I'd really enjoy it. And with this movie, especially this intro, I'm really impressed by this intro. Just so clean, great smooth. The 3D tracking with that is just top-notch. He chose the font and colors right. It suits everything. Color correction for everything, and you know, the added lights and colors. Just he's done this really well, and he's worked well with this song Above and Beyond, because at this moment right now it changes pace. So this is when his editing style pops up, and yeah, it's it is his stop-start style, but I think he's notched it down just a bit so that you know, it's enjoyable for everyone, and yeah, it really suits the music. So I like the way that he's worked with the music now, and I think his style works really well with this genre of music. In regards to the clips, apart from this high FOV footage right here, I think he's just got great quality when it's come to these recordings. He's got a really subtle color correction and just really sharp footage that I really find impressive. But yeah, otherwise his editing style, it's yeah, not so forced that I think he's got the better of both, you know, crowds. I mean, because he has a big following that love his editing style, but there are those people that, you know, mainly me, that didn't quite find it too pleasant. But yeah, I found this movie really nice. Just a couple of things, like having no crosshair, it's another personal preference of mine, especially with scout clips, but otherwise this movie really top notch by NAF, and I gave it an 85 out of 100. So moving on to number 7, and that is, guess what it is? Departure by Klar. Now, Klar, if Klar's down at number 7, you should know that there are a lot of really good movies, because he's made some top-notch movies in the past for Funky Visions. I do believe he's he is the founder of Funky Visions. And very much like Nath, I did mention back like in 2010, if you cut his, editing kind of craziness with all his colors and lights and all that, if you cut that down by just a bit, then I'd enjoy it, and I think that's what he's done this year. So especially this movie, it's just very clean. It's still got his editing style. It's you could tell that it's made by him, just by the subtle kind of overlays of certain effects, and the way he works with the music and all that. I guess the main thing that stands out is the kill notices in the bottom left, and when I first saw that, I commended him for his boldness and creativity for doing that, but then I realized how much it's been ingrained into my mind to look up into the top left. So I'm not gonna, some people found it a negative, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, because I've always wanted to. I think kill notices is something that people really need to kind of mess around with sometimes, and him doing this just goes to show that bottom left doesn't exactly work, but I still appreciate the fact that he tried something new. In regards to the frags, I think his movie right now has probably the best collection of frags in the entire competition, and I think you owe to his reputation that he gets all these frags because he's one of the best editors in Europe, and so everyone wants their frags in his movies. So yeah, it's just really great frags for him. The music, kind of mellow music, and he works really well with it. Otherwise, yeah, everything else is just pretty good. So, and I gave this an 85 out of 100 again. Moving on to number 6, and that movie is Sound of My Gun by IQ. Now, I'm a massive fan of IQ, and I think just after watching 24 movies or so in one night for my reviews, like when this movie comes on, it's such a big, fresh breath of air. His editing style, his colors, the music that he chooses, I just really enjoy it. So yeah, this music very much different, but he does it well. He works well to the music. I think his editing style is simple yet so effective. The colors, I think he has probably the best color correction of anyone when it comes to editing. Like he does it in such a way that the blues and the reds just stand out so well, and it just accentuates all the best colors in TF2. And I think everyone should try to emulate, like, I guess not emulate, but this is, I think, the gold standard for color correction. In regards to his editing style, so simple, but he works really well with the music. And I guess the only negatives I had from it is, like, once again, no crosshair, and I think that's mainly due to the Luina recording tool having that as a default. This movie does have several clips in which he does split screen kind of action, and I never really thought split screen action works too well when it comes to Team Fortress 2. It's been done many times, and I don't think it's ever been done well because it's too hard to divert your attention over two separate screens at the same time, because there's just too much going on. And I think the way you want to do like simultaneous plays at once is kind of the way Subtitles does it in his like team movies. So split screen, it's an okay idea, but probably not the best in my opinion. Frags in this movie, and once again, top notch. And yeah, just the editing, a fun style that such a good breath of fresh breath of air for me when I'm watching 24 movies. Song transition could use a bit of work, but yeah. Moving onwards, I gave that Sound of My Gun 85 out of 100, but now we're moving on to the top 5, and what we have at number 5 is Hoppy Apola. I don't know what that accent on the I does, because I'm an Aussie and I don't know anything about languages. So we have Hoppy Apola, which is the name of the song, and like I mentioned in my previous reviews, this is the 3rd time this song has been used by members of the Boneyard Productions, so Sin with the Boneyard Production right now. It's been used by Bones first, and then it was used by Chris UK in his Drosophile Volume 2, and now Sin's used it in this movie, so I'm not sure why they all use it, but yeah, it's a nice song. And I guess when it comes to this song, the one thing that comes with this editing style for this movie is the masking transitions, which I find quite odd that he'd go back to this style. I always thought it was more of a beginner type transition to start off with, but for example, like those stickies right there, this movie just has the best masking transitions of any TF2 movie, so yeah, really well done to him for doing a good job with those. Some of them could use a bit more work, like I'm thinking the ones where he uses the in-game masking techniques. They're still just a bit jagged and all that, but I think that maybe some, like the stickies, I'm thinking he may have used green screen for that, and I'm hoping that in the future, if he wants to do this again, he'll use green screens, because you'll get such a better quality from it. But yeah, in regards to the editing style, I really like his way on syncing with the music isn't quite forced stopping and this and all that. It's actually a play on the colors, so he uses hues and saturation really well. I mean, he's got really good colors, but dulling down of saturation is his way of, and slowing down of the clip is his way of kind of playing around with the music and the downtimes in the music. So yeah, really nice way and a really subtle way of editing that I really enjoyed, and I think it's quite different from other things that he's done. In regards to the frags, once again, top-notch frags, and I think once again Sin just owes it to his reputation that he can obtain the best frags in the world, since he's got probably one of the biggest followings of fans on YouTube and in TF2 in general. So great collection of frags, and I gave this movie a 90 out of 100. Moving on to number 4, and that movie is Pretty Jumps and Stuff by Delort, the TF2 Jump Movie Master. That's what I dubbed him. But so this movie, I do like his little play on colors here with this intro, and the way he's worked with the music. In regards to this song, initially I thought it kind of just blew my mind. I was just like, I heard this song before, has this been used? And yes, it has been used, but it wasn't used in the TF2 movie. It was used in a big name CSS movies. It's called Sky Chase, that came second in the Tech 9 movie competition. Anyway, in regards to this movie, yeah, well, we all know what to expect from Delort. I think this is his fourth big time jump movie, and yeah, he's got the best jumps from TF2 jumps, and he's set the bar for all TF2 jump movies, and I think it's like I said, it's his understanding of TF2 jumps that makes his movies so good, because he understands when to switch from first person, when to set up the smooths, what he needs to be showing, and he does it all so well in a kind of continuous and easy on the eyes way. The only, I guess, gripe that I could have on some of the clips, I think I'm more appreciative of jumps on normal maps. So these kind of TF2 specific maps, I guess I don't have too much of an appreciation for them, because I can't fire 6 rockets in a row and land on it. But I find clips on Bad Water like this really impressive, because I'm like, oh my god, he used that ramp right there for a jump. Never knew you could do that. So I appreciate these clips more. In regards to his editing, simple editing that's just really well done with the music, and the jumps, of course. Nothing extremely fancy. He lets the jumps talk for themselves. But I guess one of the things that I kind of wanted a bit more was in regards to when demos do their jumps, their continuous sticky jumps. I'm not sure the specific term for it. I was just hoping that he'd have a few more third-person shots of it, because I think for the majority of the movie it was all in first person. So I just think third-person shot of demo continually sticking himself, I think that's something that would look really good, and something I kind of wanted to see. And once again, song transition, it's a really hard thing to do, and I don't think any TF2 movie editor has really done it right. My standard is set, I think, at the Counter-Strike scene, in which they've got really good song transitions. So I think it's something the entire TF2 community has to work on, because fading out from one song to another is not the best. Anyway, I gave Pretty Jumps and Stuff 90 out of 100. And now this comes up to our top 3, and at number 3 we have Prem by Cube. Whoa! Who would have thought the actual winner of the Boneyards competition would come in third when it comes to my reviews. So Prem, made by Cube, he won the competition, and he thoroughly deserves it. This is a fantastic movie. When it comes to my review though, Cube, we all know Cube. His ETF2L Highlander movie was in my eyes the best movie of 2011, and I think he stepped up again with this movie. It's called Prem because it has all the frags from the Premier Division of ETF2L League, and I think that kind of fell on deaf ears when I was reviewing it, because I'm not in tune with the Premier Division or of any European competition. Especially, I'm not playing TF2 much anymore, so these names that would be familiar to all the European guys, and probably a lot of people, didn't quite resonate with me, so I couldn't appreciate it as much as others could. In regards to the frags, yeah, but in regards, the frags are the best that Europe has to offer. So yeah, the quality of the frags aren't bad at all. They're actually fantastic. So in terms of editing, I think with Cube, as a reviewer himself for Vanilla TV, he did the first 3 months of the year. I think he understands what is right and what is wrong when it comes to TF2 movies, and I think he does what's right perfectly. So all the simple things, commentary clips like this, he just does perfectly. All the simple editing, all the smooth color, things like that, he just does everything very, very well done. The only negative that I may get from this movie is his source filmmaker clips, and having just been released at the time of probably when he started this movie, the clips weren't that perfect. So he kind of had the camera fixed to the body point of probably the demo man's face or something, and it actually rocks back and forth with the motion of the demo man walking. So like this, it's not exactly steady because it's moving with the anchor points inside the demo man's body. So just a bit more work with that, and because it just looks a bit awkward at the moment. Yeah, like I said, the commentary stuff is all good. Another small personal preference when it comes to me, and I had a conversation with Cube about this, is a meta clip in which he uses, and he's thought, as actually I think it's the next clip coming up right now, so I might as well just watch it. Yeah, here we go. It's his use of the full HUD. So I think he just kind of needed to get rid of the capture points and maybe the healing at the moment thing, because when it comes to meta clips, I really want it to be focused on what you need to focus on. So was it the HP that you should have focused on? Was it the ammo? Was it the Uber charge? So you know, it was all over the place. So yeah, I think just a bit more focus on, you know, if it was just the health or if it was just the Uber. I think that was the main focus. Also with the Demo Man's health bar, I know he recorded that on a green screen, and the problem when you're recording health bars on a green screen is that when it flashes red and you key out the green, it doesn't come out red. So it probably would have been best if he had recorded it with a, not like a green screen, but a black screen, so you can actually change the background so that all the materials are black and you get the perfect redness when it comes to that. Anyway, oh yeah, and moving on to this song, once again song transition, and this song has been used before in Morph's Complexity movie back in 2010. So once again, I always pick out all the used songs because I've seen pretty much every single TF2 movie in existence. Anyway, moving on, Prem got 90 out of 100 from me, but it won overall, and congratulations to Cube. But moving on to number 2, we have, drum roll please, it is Hot Wind by Otis. Now I'd mentioned Otis in, you know, twice already this year with his movie Unstable and Unstable 2, and during those movies I saw a lot of potential when it comes to Otis, and how I mentioned it was like he had taken all the best kind of the merits of all the editors around Europe, so you know, maybe NAF stop start style, you know, Klaas work with the colors, freezes, you know, smooths and all that, and he's just compiled them all together into his own editing style. And I think what really stands out with this movie was just the quality of the source filmmaker smooths. When I first saw the smooths, I was just like, oh my god, like how did he get this quality? Like I've never seen, you know, a soldier look that good on Spire before, and I've seen a soldier on a Spire a billion times already. So he's got a bit of influence with kind of that weapon model and these transitions from Ghost Riders. That's what my thought. But this movie just, the quality really is just amazing, and I guess if, yeah, this clip right here, just source filmmaker, and I'm just so happy that someone's using, like, everyone's using source filmmaker in the Frag movies now, because I think that's just the next step for TF2 movie makers. And I guess the only thing I may say is that he may have used too much smoothing when it comes to this movie. I can't even really call it smoothing anymore because he didn't actually use the smooth function, but these cinematic shots probably just a bit too much. But really, when they look this good, can you really have too much of them? So yeah, it's just an amazing movie, and he's worked with the music. The music I found maybe just a bit too mellow, but yeah, no, he worked really well. The only thing I just wished was, you know, with this clip that he had right here, this medic clip that, you know, just really is a fantastic clip, and so medic that kills just pretty much team downs and caps the final point. And then what comes up is probably, I think, probably one of the best scenes in TF2 Frag movies I've ever seen, and I just wish the movie ended there, because if it ended there, I probably would have given this a perfect score. Instead, it kind of goes on for another minute with the song being kind of the same and all that. I just thought if it ended on that high, it would have been perfect. Anyway, moving on, I gave this a 95 out of 100, and that just leaves my number 1 for the Boneyard's Production Movie Contest, and that is Shift by Grid/Gridstar, however you want to pronounce his name. Is this movie Grid? I'm not sure when his last movie was. I think it was the Zen Team movie in 2010, but yeah, he's come back with what is really highly skilled movie in terms of editing, and once again, the quality is just top notch, and I'm not sure if he mentioned in his YouTube that he used 3ds Max, and I know he's had a lot of work with 3ds Max, but some of the qualities of the clips looks like it was Source Filmmaker, so it's just good to see a combination of all those threes. In regards to the kill notices, I think this is like what he did with the kill notices here was just fantastic. Focused, just really clean, looks awesome, and yeah, so big plus for that. Like I mentioned in Cla's movie, kill notices, I wanted to do something like this for a long time, and it's good to know that he did something even better than what I could have achieved. This 3D animation, once again, he's stepped it up from his previous movies. Probably the only negative that I had was this clip here with this blue demo man that kicks the crap out of everyone, just suddenly turns red. And he's had that mistake in the Zen movie when a blue scout turned red as well, so I really had to deduct marks for that, because you can't make that same mistake twice, Grid. More nitpicking, like maybe a bit too much shaking and all that, and maybe a bit too the no crosshair thing is just another personal preference. But yeah, in regards to the quality of the movie, it's top notch, and in my eyes this was the best movie of the competition, and I gave this a 95 out of 100. Now I just like to mention, I'm just going to turn down the noise just to end this off. Actually, yeah, so congratulations to Grid for yeah, coming second in the overall competition, and yeah, I just kind of like to address there was a lot of controversy at the end of the movie competition, in where a lot of people complained that Grid didn't win, even though I gave him my #1 spot. Like, there were 4 other official judges, and yeah, Cube was so highly rated by the others, I mean even by myself, and he did win the community vote. So yeah, like, everyone who you know, placed was worthy of their place. And I just like to congratulate, so #1 was Cube with his movie Prem, second was Grid with his movie Shift, and third was Delort with his movie Pretty Jumps and Stuff. And so congratulations to them, and I'd like to congratulate everyone that made my top 10 here. So that includes once again Grid, Otis, Cube, Delort, Sin, IQ, Klar, Naf, X-Time and Roma. So yeah, just thanks for so many fantastic movies in this competition. Big shout outs to Bones. I think he did a fantastic job with his competition. You can find all the movie contestants or movie entrants here at his YouTube channel. So just congratulations to everyone that entered. It was really fun to watch all of these, and happy to know that TF2 movies, in my opinion, they're finally getting their own kind of editing style. We're no longer trying to copy, you know, Counter-Strike. We're not COD clones. TF2 editing is its own style, and yeah, and just really looking forward to 2013. And this was just a really well done thing. Thanks to everyone that's still watching this. I cannot believe that went on for 33 minutes. Thank you guys for listening to me. Please just go out and listen to some music, because listening to me for half an hour, your ears would be bleeding of some sort. So thanks to everyone that's subscribed, that's watched. Subscribe to my channel. I think I'll be making more movies soon, and I think I might be doing more reviews in 2013. So I look forward to that, and once again, I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with September, October, November and December. I think I'll be done just at the dawn of Christmas, hopefully. So until then, thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. And that makes it 34 minutes.